I still feel strongly that no dog should end its last days in a shelter. I don't care if the dog is sick or aggressive or whatever. Take them home for a day or two, and then, humanely euthanize that dog. No dog, no animal should die alone in a cage.
That was Muttville CEO and founder Sherri Franklin. I'm Jeff, and this is Storied San Francisco. Every week on this podcast, you'll hear from volunteers, artists, community leaders, and San Franciscans from all walks of life, telling stories, sharing personal histories, and trying to put into words what makes this city so special. Welcome to episode 41, part 2. In part 1, Sherri told us about her arrival in the Bay Area in the mid-'80s, and the beginnings of what turned out to be a lifetime of working with dogs. In this podcast, she starts off with the story of Heidi, an 8-year-old rescue that inspired Sherri to do something about the problem of senior dog care. It was largely because of that dog that Sherri started Muttville Senior Dog Rescue in 2007. Here's Sherri.
But what I started finding was, as I was there more and more and became more and more involved with a lot of dogs, was that some of the dogs didn't make it out. Right. And I had one special dog that still to this day was really she burns in my heart, and her name was Heidi, and I started my behavior training on the same day she arrived at the shelter, and so I met her, and we were doing behavior assessments, and she was a waggy, happy, sort of a basset hound girl, and she was about 8 years old, and she was, we called it owner surrendered at the time. Her guardian had passed away, so she was at the shelter because of that, and I just attached to her, and Every day I would walk her because I wasn't sure. Most dogs wouldn't get out all day. They'd just be in their kennels all day so I became like that 7-day-a-week volunteer. We have a few of those here at Muttville too.
It's like a surrogate owner.
Yeah. And at the time I just didn't, I had 4 cats, and I felt like that was going to be my life till they went away, and then I'd maybe bring a dog home, even though I always loved dogs. So I would walk her, and, I watched as, slowly, she became really depressed when she realized, I'm sure this is hopeless. And over 2-week period of time, a lot of dogs have come and gone, and puppies are out the door, adopted. And, I came in one day and she wasn't there, and I got all excited that I figured she got adopted, and they told me that she had been euthanized due to her age and due to the space that they needed to fill with dogs that were coming in and were more adoptable, and it broke me. A lot of other things throughout, my time, of course, were upsetting, but for me, this was my... I felt like, that I felt responsible. At the time there, like I said, the SPCA was quite different. They didn't really talk about euthanasia and didn't tell volunteers when they were going to do something like that. This is a total turnaround from what they are today. Has no reflection, but, at that time they didn't really talk about it. It was a dirty little secret. I had no idea that she was lacking in time. I probably would have found some way, even though I was so new to this. I was so new to the whole shelter experience. But that started me down my road. And that is my story of the very beginning.
Do you have pictures of Heidi or anything?
I don't have any pictures of Heidi except burnt into my brain and my heart.
And that's a good place for them.
Yeah. I know. Well, had I known, of course, there would have been a lot more. of Heidi, there would have been, there would have been more life left. There would have been years. But,
right, like physical representations,
right.
but also
Yeah.
clearly she's still
very alive for me, and alive, and because of her, or because of that experience, a lot more dogs are alive today.
Yeah,
a lot more Heidis we get to save.
Mm-hmm. Ripple effect.
Very large ripple effect.
So when we first met, you mentioned, was it 25 dogs? You had a bunch of dogs.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I started doing was I continued to volunteer, and I started being the one that started to take out dogs before they were euthanized, because I couldn't bring them all home. I wanted to make sure that instead of people saying, no, don't walk that dog, it's going to be euthanized, I'm like, that's why I'm walking this dog. I'm going to take him for a hamburger, and I'm going to make sure he gets lots of love.
But with Heidi, you said you and other volunteers didn't know, and that was kind of...
Yes, that was...
How did you kind of wedge yourself in there?
Well, I was pretty upset, and, I made waves a lot. I think there were a lot of people there that... None of them are there today that didn't like me too much.
You could say make waves, or you could just say you make shit happen.
I made shit happen. I got upset a lot. I was the first person to bring blankets into the dog kennels, because they didn't have blankets to lay on or anything warm. They had concrete, and they all got thrown out because they didn't match. And so I bought a bunch and brought those in, and those ended up, getting lost in the laundry because they didn't want to do that much laundry. But I got pissed. And as I started to know more people would get pissed with me and allow things to happen. And one of those things was to allow Sherri to know, and a few others to know, if something was going to go down, like a dog would be euthanized maybe because it was aggressive with other dogs or whatever. I would at least get in there and give it lots of love before that happened, so it didn't just die alone. I still feel strongly that no dog should end its last days in a shelter. I don't care if the dog is sick or aggressive or whatever. Take them home for a day or two, and then, humanely euthanize that dog. No dog, no animal should die alone in a cage, ever. And that's why I started Muttville.
So how... Yeah.
you got to see the animal in me.
Yeah.
Well, I think things have changed a lot in the animal sheltering world in certain areas. I mean, definitely in San Francisco. I mean, we have the best... We have, great animal welfare here in this city. So times have changed so much. I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, and there's still places where this happens on a daily basis in California. Mm-hmm. So... there's a lot of work to be done, and I think we're making dents. We're definitely making inroads. Okay, back to the 25 dogs in my house. So I started taking dogs home one at a time, and finding them homes, and that wasn't enough. So over the years, I started to make my plans to start a nonprofit, and that's how Muttville became.
When was this?
We had our actual documents were signed in 2018. I started in 2008. So we actually had the paper signed in 2008, but I started Muttville in 2007. And probably it was about 2005 when I started just doing it and going broke and doing hair and doing it all. And I was young enough and had a lot of energy and just thought it filled me up as much as it took I was tired, but I was also so full and, so full of passion.
Spiritually fulfilled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So
I started bringing dogs home.
How were you getting them adopted out?
Okay. So before internet, before emails, I was a hairstylist in a busy salon. I put up flyers everywhere. I had friends that we started volunteer. We all worked together, a little group of us, put up flyers everywhere, at every vet hospital, at every bulletin board that was in a cafe. That was how I first started. Then I started going from my house with a group, and I got a van donated, and we go to the corner of 18th and Castro Street and set up shop and adopt out dogs there. We got a website. I mean, it was this, everything was another step to take. We had our first fundraiser at El Rio. Yeah. In 2008, or what am I say, 2007 probably, or 2008, right when we got our paperwork. And we raised, I think, $2,500, and that covered some of our vet costs, pretty much out of pocket for a while. It was a slow to grow it, but it touched so many people. Nobody had started and like I said, ours is a senior dog rescue, dogs over 7. I wasn't sure that we would ever grow out of my house. I didn't know where we were going to go. I didn't have a grand plan the first 2 years, but I knew by the third year that we had created something, that I had created something that now had become a community of people that wanted this to work and wanted to save more senior dogs and wanted to adopt them out, and more adopters. So we were adopting out dogs. And like I said, the first year we rescued 27 and found homes for 27 senior dogs. I mean, now we're doing close to 1,100 dogs a year we're rescuing and adopting
27
out.
A week now.
Yeah, 27. Yeah, 25 a week, close to what we did in a year. So it touched a nerve. It created a community. Our programs have grown tremendously just due to so much interest. So I feel fulfilled every day, and I also have heartbreak every day of the ones that we can't save, because even though we've grown as a community, and like I said, we were one of the first 3 senior dog rescues in the country at the time. There's a lot more people doing what we do, which is so wonderful. And I'm glad that, we could sort of create a model that was successful, that made other people go, hey, guess what? They're adopting out senior dogs. Maybe we could do that too. And they are.
Because we talked about it a little bit, what kind of next big things are you looking forward to for Muttville?
This is, I have really, really exciting plans for our future in the very near future. Actually,
is it going to be? Are you going to run a dog for mayor?
Yeah, that's right. I got Elon Musk on board, and no, actually, Muttville has found over 7,000 dogs their forever homes, and now it's time for Muttville to have a forever home, someplace in San Francisco that we don't ever have to worry about leaving. Where we can continue and grow our work even more. And we are going to buy a building and create a new model for animal sheltering, which is what we've been doing here, but sort of in our own way, because we'll actually be able to create our space with a cage-free environment that is super human-friendly as well as animal-friendly, so that when people come, they aren't afraid to come. They want to come, and they leave happy instead of sad. They might be sad that they aren't taking home every dog.
Who are you talking about there?
But they don't have to leave sad for the animals, because all the animals there will be happy. We'll all have our veterinary care done under our roof, where we can do our humane education and work with children and continue our work with our seniors, and Cuddle Club, which is our Seniors for Seniors program, which we love so much and really feel like that's major part of our community. So, Muttville's forever home. Yeah.
Maybe the motto could be all tails wagging.
All tails wagging. I love it. I love it.
You kind of said it, so I stole it from you. But the other, I guess, question, for folks who are listening to this, what kind of message or what call would you like to give to this?
There's so many calls to action.
Let's hear them all, or whatever you have time for.
First of all, if you are looking for a dog Don't be afraid to look at the old and ugly. Somebody once called them, but I don't call them that really. Ask to see the older ones too, because they're treasures. They really are. If you live in the Bay Area, Muttville has the best dogs at muttville.org. We have all the dogs listed. We have everything from 2-pound Chihuahuas to 100-pound Mastiffs. Just depends on the day. We love our volunteers. Please come think about volunteering at Muttville. We need donors always. We run a fiscally tight ship, but it's very expensive because the dogs don't pay us. I mean, we get paid in lots of love, but we need the bucks too, right? We need foster homes. We need humans. We love humans. Share with your friends. Share the joys of your dog. Share Muttville's story. Come visit us every weekend. We're here. We're open. We have open house Saturday and Sunday. You just come by for a visit, and you'll get to feel the love.
Do you take donations of anything besides money, like, supplies or food
yes.
or anything?
There's certain things that we always need. We always need high-quality canned food because a lot of our dogs do not have teeth. We always need harnesses. We're always running low on harnesses and leashes because every dog that we send home with a well-fitted harness and leash. So the more dogs we adopt out, the more harnesses we need.
A good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have, but we always need harnesses, leashes. We have a wish list on our website as well. It's on our donate page. So we love our donations. So depending on what you have, like we need blankets. You know what I mean? Those kinds of things too.
They don't need to match.
They don't need to match. We love yellow though.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yellow's good. It's a good thing to know. It's part of Muttville's colors are yellow.
Okay.
But we need you. We need you as advocates and ambassadors for rescue dogs. And there's a lot of rescue animals out there. So if you don't want a senior, go to a rescue. Adopt, don't shop.
Let's hear about your hospice program.
One thing that I've been super excited about, and something that I think we've really created a wave and a new way of looking at animals that come into the shelters sick. We started our hospice program because we are committed to every animal and every dog that walks through our door, and some of them come in pretty lousy shape. We have a veterinarian here and our vet staff, along with a couple of us. Every week we go through all of our dogs, and some dogs and their health issues, and sometimes we deem them to have cancer or inoperable kidney disease, and there's some things that we just can't treat. But they don't know that, and they feel fine. But they aren't adoptable in a normal adoption way. So we started our hospice program 7 or 8 years ago, actually probably longer ago than that, but we really made it official then, and we have a hospice program that has become so popular that our hospice dogs get adopted faster than our regular dogs a lot of times, because there's so many people out there that really have learned that it is so fulfilling to take care of an animal needs and give it a great last chapter. Our hospice program is one of a kind. We cover palliative care for the dog till the end of its life. We offer support, emotional support. We set you up with a great doctor, a great veterinarian in your area that will help you with palliative care and caring for your dog. So, if it's something that you've ever thought about, it's rewarding for a certain kind of person. I find it's my calling to do this, and a lot of people come back time and time again. And I'm even some people with families with children, they want to teach their child, more about living and dying, or things like that. So it's not necessarily, not a family thing. It depends on your family and how you feel about death. But our dogs, we believe in euthanasia when quality of life is shitty. or, there is no longer a good quality of life. But until that happens, that dog deserves to have a good, we call it a bucket list, walks on the beach, cheeseburgers. I mean, whatever the dog wants. We believe that animal deserves to have that great last chapter. And that has become a really important part of Muttville's whole program.
I'm laughing at bucket list. I love that.
Don't you love it? We do a bark mitzvah as well. Well, no, we had a bark mitzvah once, but no, seriously, it's such a loving, beautiful thing that we can offer our dogs, and euthanasia can also be a gift to an animal. I mean, because we can't do that for our human pals yet. Like, I hope that someday can happen for me, but at least for our animals, we can make sure that we send them off on a peaceful passing.
That was Sherri Franklin. Join us next week when we'll hear from tattoo artist Taylor Nichols. Music for the podcast is by Otis McDonald. Film photography is by Michelle Kilfeather. Find all 90 episodes over on our website, storiedsf.com. While you're there, please help support this project by going to our store page and checking out the various pledge levels. We appreciate anything you can give. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date on everything we do. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please rate and review the show for us. And if you have any feedback or you just want to say hi, our email is storiedsf@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.